Life Street Stars. We in here with Dorrough music. Before we get started, man, I remember I think it was like 08, 07, 08, 09, one of them years. It was it was formerly Club Blue. At the time it was Club Cert.
Yeah.
And it was you had got on stage. I remember the night it was OJ the Juice Man was opening up.
At Cert?
Huh?
It was at Cert?
At Cert. I'm gonna tell you what you said. You was telling everybody, hey man, I'm finna turn up. Like you was letting everybody know, like I'm finna be on BET.
Yeah.
It's like that. I looked at you in your eyes and I was like, damn, bro did that. You turned, then you dropped the single. You took off from there, man.
I remember during that time. That's like I was more than hungry at that time. It was just like I had moved around and did so much that I felt like that time was for me to really just assert everything I do and just go hard. So I just went hard at that time. At 08. And that Juice Man, I thought that was at Flow. That wasn't at Club Flow?
No, it was at Cirque.
I do remember a time where Juice Man was performing.
Yeah, we was
and
there.
I think that's when we
that night.
Yeah, we had first met. But I don't know why I thought that was Flow, but that was a crazy time.
It was at Cirque because I think he had Kyle Lil Will on stage too.
Yeah.
I never forget that night because when you was performing, I was like, damn, that nigga got so many goddamn hits. It was like you was just running through there, the Halle Berry, all them hits, bro.
I gotta ask a question about this Halle Berry song, bro. Because it's always been a little question about whose song was it?
Man, Halle Berry, that motherfucker, that's like the biggest mystery, my nigga, like of all time. During that time, like every interview I did was about that same thing, and nobody still really knew. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, since I'm just gonna kill the whole thing and just walk all the way through it. You know, Halle Berry originally, like we was at PV. You know what I'm saying? Prairie View. You know what I'm talking about? That's like when I was really getting the shit popping down there. At this time, this is like that might have been early 08. You feel me? Something like that. Yeah. I had PV on lock as far as with the music shit, the rap shit, and then we were doing parties, our music playing, everything. Everybody knew when it came to that rap shit and the music shit, I had it on lock. So Superstar was a producer. I had Primetime Click at PV, and he was in Primetime Click, you know, but he was in there as a producer, like he was making beats and shit, you know what I'm saying? He told me he wanted to make beats. So he basically, you know, was making beats, and then he was from Killeen, and one day, you know, he told me he was rapping and whatnot, but DJ Merk was a nigga that hit me and was like, hey, Superstar hit me, he's trying to, you know, get on board, you know what I'm talking about, like, he got the Halle Berry song, and then I was like, I ain't heard Halle Berry. He was in Killeen with, he was like, he got a song Killeen called Halle Berry. He said, I'm gonna send it to you, listen to it, and he sent it to me. I was like, hey, this whole hard, you know what I'm saying? And at that time, Superstar, they approached me to get on the song because Superstar didn't have no rap buzz, like nobody didn't know him as a rapper, except I guess from Killeen. So long story short, like I hopped on it, you know what I'm saying? It blew up at PV, and it was just a PV song. It was a PV hit, everybody at PV knew it. And that's where it was, PV and Killeen, and that's what it was. Then summertime, they came back, and I was doing a club run, because I already had Walk That Walk popping. Walk That Walk was already moving around. Yeah, that hoe was already like moving in the club, so I was heavy in the clubs already. You know what I'm saying? But Walk That Walk was in the clubs, but Halle Berry, you know, ended up blowing up faster. But you know what I'm saying? So I'm the one that took Halle Berry through the clubs doing Dallas. Like nobody knew the song. So even that night he talking about, the OJ Juice Man, whatever, at Club Circuit, that was like one of the first nights that Dallas was getting introduced to it. You know what I'm talking about? So I was already running around the club, so I threw that in my mix. I told him, I was just like, nigga, I'm finna blow this shit up in Dallas. Nigga, every night we would hit up. Nigga, this when you had, even before that, you had Rhythm City, you had everything. We were hitting everything in the city performing, and I was already doing Walk the Walk, and I was throwing Halle Berry in there, and then it started blowing up. Long story short, it got big, it blew up in Texas, and then, damn, what happened? Hurricane Chris needed a single. You feel me? Like his count was like they needed a single. Playing Skills offered to sign me, Superstar, and his little management to a little deal. I didn't do the deal. Playing Skills.
Why not?
Yeah,
At that time, playing
yeah,
skills was
nah,
scorching.
bro. Like they was, and you know, and I told them that. Like at that time, I told Playing Skills and them, like, my nigga, I respect what y'all doing, but I'm not for the sign of y'all. Y'all some producers, whatever. And I told Superstar, I'm like, bro, we ain't gotta sign a deal. We don't gotta do the deal. You know what I'm talking about? Superstar did the deal. Still fuck with him. Yeah, Superstar did the deal.
Like,
He did the deal, bro. Like I honestly,
riding dirty on
yeah, honestly, I thought it was stupid. We all told we thought it was stupid, bro. But like, long story short, my nigga, this how the problem came in place. When the Playing Skills at that time, they didn't really give a fuck. They were just like, whoever, so we'll do the deal, whatever. I was just like, I ain't gonna do the deal. Superstar do the deal, then he'll be doing that deal with y'all. And I had respect for him, but I just didn't want to do no deal with Playing Skills. You know what I'm saying? At that time, I just was on my own shit. Then, you know, they were just like, well, fuck it, we'll take Dorrough off the song, because he signed a deal, so we can do it like this. And then long story short, them motherfuckers they didn't do the paperwork right. You know what I'm saying? The paperwork was already done on the song, me, Q Smith, all that, whatever. They took the song, they did that, they blew it up. Actually, Hurricane Chris needed a single. So Hurricane Chris he reached out to Playing Skills, or his camp reached out to Playing Skills and was like, hey, we need a single for Hurricane Chris. And Playing Skills now had lost, the song died down because all the DJs in Dallas, they knew that I'm the one that, you know what I'm saying, broke the song. So when the story got out that they took me off on a remix or something and tried to push that version, they never supported that shit. This is when the Definition DJs was running, you know, the whole DJ scene. So they killed that shit. That shit died fast, like just like that. Then Playing Skills was like, hey, we got a single for Hurricane Chris. So he went to them, they sold the song to Hurricane Chris. Because they died, they figured like, well, Hurricane Chris can do something with it. So they end up giving to Hurricane Chris. The paperwork was already signed, you feel me? We already had ownership of the song. So they basically did like what you would call a legal deal, basically. But we never approached them about that. I already knew that if they blow this shit up, I'm gonna still get paid for it. And everybody in Texas know what it really is, you feel me? So it started coming back to where that's where me and Hurricane Chris started beefing. Like, yeah, man, Hurricane Chris started.
Wait, y'all start beefing? Hey, I missed that.
Nah, nigga, me and Chris, everybody, you know, especially at that time, knew it was a beef. And like, me and Hurricane Chris, we cool now. We chopped it up in LA about this some years ago.
How many diss tracks you write on that nigga?
Nah, I ain't do. This is what happened. He went on 106 in Park. And this,
Damn, he went on 106
yeah,
in Park.
Yeah, this where the problem came in. Homie had went on 106 in Park, and he was like, they was like, how the fuck? They asked him what was Roxy. She was like, how you get Halle Berry popping? Or how did they get the song come about? So I was gonna see what he was gonna say. I was like, I'm gonna see what he gonna say. This nigga was like, shit, I was in the studio one night and I was like, Halle Berry, he just said, I said, man, bro, I bust out laughing, fam. So like, it was the fact that he took that angle and just said some shit on national TV. Then that man, him started having a little issue. We started going back and forth. It was like some little interview stuff. That shit died down. And that's how, you know what I'm saying? That's how it all ended up in Hurricane Chris and them hands anyway. It really didn't start out with Hurricane Chris Camp because they didn't know the backstory of it. The backstory came through, you know, it was a long story. They just, hey, nigga, they heard a song and they bought into it and they did their thing. But long story short, to this day, I still get, even from the Hurricane Chris version, I still get paid from the Hurricane Chris. So he promoted the song and they Camp promoted the song and got me paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was really like my first big paycheck from Halle Berry. Before my own shit.
Nigga pulled the old Easy.
Yeah. That shit.
I got a shout out because in the video, my homegirl Asia plays Halle Berry now. Now she happily married and shit. So shout out Asia, man.
Yeah.
I gotta ask you, just like I asked Hurricane Chris.
Yeah.
Who is the new Halle? If you were to redo that song right now, who would be the new Halle Berry? Halle Berry.
It'll be so different now because it'll be like somebody from Instagram or some shit.
It's the model.
It'll be like, yeah, like, and honestly, like, I know like some of the IG, but I don't know none of them by name. Like, it ain't one that just stick out to where I would want to make a song about.
You just know them by booty.
Yeah, like, see, Halle Berry always been that legend, bro. Like, even now, a nigga you can reference Halle Berry, she just gonna always be in that spot. Like, I don't think it's been an IG model to just reach a legendary spot yet. You feel me? Like,
did you ever get to see her dance too? I seen on she was on Ellen or something.
who, Halle Berry?
Yeah, she came out.
Yeah, she came out. Yeah, so that Halle Berry, I ain't gonna lie, that shit was a whole movement within itself. Like, that shit has so many different layers. And shout out to Superstar. You know what I'm talking about? Like all this shit back then, nigga, we were doing this interview, it would have been a problem. Like, that shit was, now I look back and we laugh on it, my nigga, because it's like, shit, nigga, I got paid off of it. It didn't do nothing. It didn't affect nothing I had going on. And everybody who I felt was, you know, important at the time knew the truth, you feel me? So I ain't make it that big of a deal, especially once I got that first check from like all of it happened. I was like, yeah, I'm good. But, yeah. But you know, that Halle Berry, yeah, when she did that dance and shit, it just kept getting bigger and bigger. So to know that shit had came from like PV, Dallas, and then just blew up, and that was like the first time nigga was associated with just saying something like that, you know what I'm saying? It was a big part. Yeah.
Man, you know what, and this is one of the things I commended you for, because if anybody knows Dorrough, he just always gonna stay in his lane. Like, you never heard a diss record, like, you never heard him addressing no nigga about no bullshit. Like, and people have a lot to have an opinion about you all the time, but you know, you always stayed in your lane. What made you just keep that energy?
Fam, like, me just knowing that coming into this rap shit, nigga, and not never having no type of cosign, never had, like, even when starting out rapping, nigga, I never had a studio from day one. I never had, like, I never had the homie with the studio. Basically, everything was from day one, nigga, from nigga rapping, burning CDs, promoting that shit, like doing every aspect of it by myself, you know what I'm talking about? Only because, you know, in high school, you know, you ain't really got no team like that, and you starting out. When I got to the point where a nigga was making noise, none of that shit bothered me, fam. Like, even to this day, like, back then, nigga, everybody was making diss songs and doing this and that shit. And it would never affect me, my nigga, because I know I got a real life. Now, I got family, I got kids, you feel me? I got, you know what I'm saying, other shit that's going on, and I created my own lane. I created everything I did. So it's like, can't nobody take none of that from me, you know what I'm saying? So
real deal. Correction though, I had heard you address some shit.
Yeah.
It actually started on our interview, I think. Lil Ronnie.
I mean, I ain't never had no problem with addressing nothing. And if you want me to keep it all the way 100, like, the people during these times and stuff that was coming, it wasn't nobody that was worth me even addressing. That ain't even know me shooting no slug. That's just like, nigga, I'm in here trying to figure out my next move with my own shit, and I ain't for to step back and address a nigga that the city ain't even addressing. Like, niggas, you know what I'm saying? Niggas, you can't get in no position, my nigga, and try and shoot at somebody, and you ain't even put yourself in a position with your own self with the city. Like, you know what I'm saying? You gotta be a key player. You know what I'm saying? That's any type of game.
Thanks.
You know?
How does your shoulders feel? Because you had to carry the city
by
yourself, you know, for a long time, you know what I'm saying? Like, whenever somebody mentioned Dallas, they gotta mention you, and that's all they knew. Like, how does that feel for you just as a human, carrying like so much weight on your shoulders?
I was always like a person, my nigga, like since growing up that just rep whatever I was a part of, you feel me? Like nigga, growing up and from my little league basketball team, like I was always the nigga that was just like no matter what team I was on, if we was sorry, alright, or elite, because at some point when you playing league, you on different teams. Nigga, I was always the one like that, so that kind of just stuck with me. So even in high school, like, nigga, when I was playing basketball, I was always like the captain of the team. I always repped the shit. But then being from Dallas, like, once I really saw that nigga, like, this shit can actually be done from Dallas, you know what I'm saying? Like, it can actually be done. Then I was like, nigga, whatever it take, you know what I'm saying, to make some shit happen, you know what I'm saying? I go through the mud for it, because at the end of the day, shit, what else? You feel me? So I never really think of it like that. I never be like, oh, like I'm the, you know, I was the first one to do this and that. Like, I'm aware of everything, but I'm always thinking about the next step and the next move, so I'm never really thinking backwards. And then one day, you know, maybe it all catch up, but, you know, most stuff catch up to me like way later that, you know what I'm saying, that, oh damn, nigga did do that shit. Like, just like even some shit y'all bringing up reminded me of other shit like that I ain't thought about in years. Yeah, so, now, you know.
You grew your career in Houston, the PV scene.
Yeah.
Brought it back to Dallas, blew up Dallas. But you had a lot of your trials and tribulations in Dallas.
Yeah.
You know, like the feds coming in your shit.
Yeah.
Just people not really appreciating the city. People not really appreciating you in the city like they supposed to.
Yeah.
Have you ever wanted to be like, fuck Dallas? Like,
nah, man. I don't.
Because I you know, But for a long time, like even like you had one of the hardest albums come out around that time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and niggas just was like, cause you wasn't no super trap nigga, or you didn't have a kilo, or you just was like, you know what I'm saying? And that they kind of make you put a sour taste in your mouth. But for some niggas, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How did you feel about it?
Same thing, bro. Like I was always looking at, you feel me? Like I know I never put myself in the light that I wasn't ever in. So just like I never really had no reason to be mad about nothing or worry about nothing. But I look at Dallas like everything. It's always a love-hate relationship when anything that's homebound. You feel me? You know, even something you got to think about it. Think about your closest homies and people in your family. Like it's always like two sides of it. You feel me? So Dallas is just it's home. You feel me? It's always bittersweet. I think for everybody, every rapper in their hometown, I think everybody's hometown is bittersweet to them. You feel me? Like of course it's home, so niggas gonna always be home. But I ain't never really just like been for like fuck Dallas. But I just made moves accordingly. You feel me? Like this what made sense. You know, I'm always rep Dallas.
One thing I do know, you ain't the type that a lot. Being from Dallas, we like to talk a lot. We like to show our teeth. You know what I'm saying? But I know that you do have a street background. I know you got a big bro. You know what I'm saying? And these are the things that you don't put out there in the music. And they get misconstrued sometimes.
Yeah. See, I think this is how I look at that. I think anybody else in my position would have really thrived on that. You feel me? And really used that. You know what I'm talking about? But I'm the type of person like whatever is real. Like when you, the more solid you are, the more solid your background is. You don't gotta press on that type stuff. Like I'm the type of nigga like you can find that out. Well, if you research, you'll find out a whole lot of shit that you don't know that's on some like, damn, I'm surprised he ain't rapping about this or talking about this. Because at the end of the day, like, that already been done, you feel me? Like, even coming to my family, I come to my family to do something different from, it been niggas, my family like done always done, like, I got big bros that have been sports legends, you feel me? Like, street legends, you know what I'm talking about? Like, it was like they already did it, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, growing up, even when I was little, like one of my big brothers was fastest person in Texas down there, coldest person in football, and all the coaches wanted me. You feel me? But I was like, fuck it, my bro killing in football. I'm gonna play basketball. Like, I just always look for the open lane because it's like if somebody already doing it, I ain't gotta let them do that. You feel me? I'm always find my own lane. So even when it come to that, my nigga is just like my big bro done already did that. You know what I'm talking about? Like I'm gonna do something. We carry the same last name, you feel me? I'm gonna do something completely different from my big bro. And my big bro, honestly, always wanted me to do that when we was little. Like he made sure, you know, when I was started hooping, he made sure I stayed focused on hooping. You know what I'm talking about? When the rap shit came around, like he made sure I stayed focused on that. He did his own thing. You know what I'm talking about? I always did my own thing. So, you know, that's just really what it was. Yeah.
Now, can you still hoop?
Man, bro, everybody ask me that. I bust anybody right now. I bust any nigga on the court right now. You feel me? Any nigga. I bust any.
2018, you was in the All-Star game.
And what?
2018, you was in the All-Star game. I see your highlights. You was fooling out there.
Yeah.
Who would you say gave you the best run for your money at the All-Star game?
So at that All-Star game, nigga, I remember, nigga, that was like, nigga, I had who? Hold on.
Name some of the people that you was playing with just so they'll know who was on the
shit,
court.
It was Chris Brown, who a baller. You had goddamn Snoop Dogg, 2 Chainz. You had Young M.A. was out there, YFN, Lucci, the Daylight nigga from Cali.
What's his name? Lil Dicky, was he out there?
Lil Dicky, yeah. Hey, that nigga can ball too, bro. He was on my squad. That nigga's a shooter, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? But like, I tell niggas, there's certain niggas that's in this music game that can hoop, and there's ones that can't, and then there's ones that people think they can hoop, but they can't, you feel me? It's a lot of that type shit, you feel me? So, you know what I'm saying? But in that game, who could really ball, Chris Brown was on the other squad, so anytime we play, I'm always pretty much guarding him. You know what I'm saying? Or whomever, it was, they hit the game too, the game. Yeah, he came, man, like halftime and started playing on the other squad. So yeah, they had the squad. That nigga he just popped up out of nowhere, came in and started guarding me because I was killing by this time. I won MVP of that game. Yeah. So and I wasn't in any shape, bro. Like I hadn't hooped, nigga, I hadn't ran. And just once I got in there and got the feel of the game, I was just like, man, these niggas can't hoop, bro. And the niggas that can hoop, they already know. Like Brown, I already know. Me and Brown, we go to 24-hour fitness back when I was staying in LA. You know what I'm saying? Hoop all the time, my nigga. He can hoop. Lil Dicky can hoop. He can shoot, dribble. Who's out there that can hoop? You know what I'm saying? 2 Chainz got a little shot. Snoop was out there balling. You know what I'm saying? He blocked my shit. That nigga chunked my shit one time. Cause I didn't think. Yeah. Nah, they got that shit too. I didn't think the homie was cause you know he's skinny. Like I was big. I was trying to move nigga out the way. I went up. I didn't think he was for the come forward. That nigga swatted my shit. He was balling.
Did he look at you like?
Ta-da, nigga.
Nah, but
Ta-da.
that nigga got it and went back down and laid it up. But the game can hoop. You know what I'm saying? So it's certain niggas. It was some hoopers in that though. Like in that game, it was some hooper. Yeah, Daylight. That nigga. What's his name? Daylight. Yeah. That nigga can hoop. Yeah, that nigga was balling. You know what I'm saying? But shit, that was really kind of competitive. All the rest of the little All-Star game be playing, them niggas be sorry. Yeah.
Now, I want to talk about the time I seen you perform at a club, man. You doing your thing, whatever. You was showing the crowd love, and there was this female that was in there, and she was like, Dorrough, come here. And you showing the love, and she damn near pulled you off the stage like, let me go with you. And he was like, man, I'm good, baby. And she tried to pull you off. She was like, baby, I'm good. Tell me about throw this club story. Because I seen that shit, I was like, damn, they about to pull the nigga off the stage, my shirt.
Well, crazy, my nigga, is like, they were so crazy, my nigga. And I'm the type of person where, I'm the type where I show female love, my nigga, but it's like, I don't know that female and what she got going on. So it's like, don't be trying to do all this shit while I don't even know who you are. So like, nah, it's been a lot of crazy. I think the craziest story I've never heard though is like, I forgot I went out of town one time and when we checked in, and this is when I was first starting getting booked, my nigga. So I didn't know the rules of how shit went when you get booked. Like you ain't supposed to let, you know what I'm saying, unless you really know and fuck with the promoter, y'all really got a relationship, you know him, like you ain't really supposed to let them niggas book your rooms and shit, get your keys and stuff and whatever. So long story short, yeah, my room was booked and when I checked in my room, it was a bitch in there. You feel me? Like, and that was young. Yeah. But
you walked in, shit,
they was showing love, but like the shit.
They was showing love.
No, they was showing the whole. No. I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like that. No, I don't mean it like that, cause I ain't. Really, the shit really spooked me at the end of the day, cause it was like my nigga like.
You pulled a Jacob promoter move on your ass.
Yeah, it was like she was just a fan, my nigga, but you know, at the end of the day, it was like, who the fuck? We had to retract. Like who the fuck gave the key? They were talking about the hotel had something to do with it, this and that. But like other than just like females doing that shit you talking about, like to me that ain't really nothing. You know what I'm saying?
That's Jesus Shepherd type.
Yeah. But,
hey, now I gotta tell you a throw story. We was out in L.A., man, and we was at the Drake concert when he came to the Staples Center.
Yeah.
And some nigga came up to me like, Dorrough, like, we need you down. You know, he looking at me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, for a second, I was about to, I was about to say, yeah. He was trying to take me down to the spot.
Yeah.
So how many people in your lifetime have posed as you when you heard somebody did a show doing some ice cream paint job type situation?
Man, bro, I be on, I see it on Twitter all the time. Like, on Twitter, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't see somebody like a girl or somebody be like, hey, we kicking it with Dorrough right now. We shouldn't. I be at the crib. Like I see that on Twitter. Like they'll at me and everything because they think that. Like it might be whatever. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of those type of things will happen over the years. Just like motherfuckers will be wherever they at, they lying about what's going on, and then somebody will tweet something about it, and I'll be in a whole nother location knowing that it ain't me. But I hear little stuff like that. I used to hear that little shit like that all the time. But I think I got a pretty distinct look that if you really just, you know what I'm talking about, like into this shit, you gonna know that, you know what I'm saying, ain't nobody posing as me.
Now, I see you do a song, Prince from the 80s with Go Yayo. I see you, reach out to some of the other young up-and-coming artists. Have you ever thought about signing an artist, during, while you was doing your thing?
Yeah.
You ever just thought about, like, actually signing an artist, putting money from Dallas, that is?
Yeah. I got a lot of different takes on it. So, I had my first experience with that with Young Nation. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you signed Young Nation?
Yeah. So Young Nation, this is how the Young Nation situation came about. Like they was in high school, they had a little popping buzz.
Yeah.
Q Smith hit me. He was like, hey, you heard this little group called Young Nation? I was like, nah. He was like, hey, bro, I'm finna send you a link. I checked these niggas out, and then I saw them, I checked some of their shit out, and I just thought them niggas was funny. First off, I was like, these niggas funny. So Q Smith was like, nah, I've been chopping up with them, you know what I'm saying? They trying to do something, they wanna come fuck with you, what up? And I was like, cool. Well, I was like, bring them through the spot. I was staying at the Mosaic at the time, like, bring them through the Mosaic. They came through one night, bro, and I had and they just came in. They were just goofy, my nigga. They had their own little lingo. Yeah. My nigga, they just had their own little everything, my nigga. And them niggas, like, they impressed me so much before the music shit, just with them just being their own self and creating their own little everything that I was like, hey, we finna fuck with them. So yeah, from that point, me, Q Smith, DJ Merc, like, you know what I'm saying, we had we signed Young Nation. You know what I'm saying?
How come nobody knows that?
Cause the same thing, the same thing he said, like, it'd be a lot of shit that anybody else would have been putting that shit out, but a lot of people do know, but it was never, I never broadcast, like I never went and did an interview and be like, hey, I just signed Young Nation. I never did none of that. It was just, cause it was all authentic, my nigga. I want to see something happen from it. But, and something did happen from it. Like the whole little system that, cause that's the Ingenious, that's when I had the Ingenious label with Merc. And the whole little situation that we put together elevated what Young Nation was doing. But it was a lot in that. Young Nation, them motherfuckers was some kids at the time, my nigga. So I literally had to take them niggas was like little brothers. They like kids at that time. So I had to learn what it really take when you really bringing in an artist, especially from when they coming up, you really gotta take into all that. Yeah, you gotta take into that. And that's cool, that's fine. But I was doing so many things. Like I do a lot of stuff in the behind the scenes Dallas. Like most all my stuff is produced by either known or no name Dallas producers, like everything. So producers, like people, producers and like photographers and like everything that comes with the rap game that's not just the rapper. Like I got a lot of people that, you know what I'm saying, I fuck with in Dallas and help them up. So I be letting people know all the time when people ask me that in interviews, like, if people only knew how many Dallas people in general, just in general, that ain't got nothing to do with just a rapper, that I help out on a daily doing different things just in Dallas, then they, you know what I'm saying, they'll have a different understanding about just how I look at it, because I look at it from a whole bigger picture, like, you know what I'm saying, it's bigger than just the rap. But then, you know, like I say, I learned from the Young Nation situation, and I told myself the next situation that I will be invested into, like I'm gonna be 100% invested into it. And I ain't the nigga I ain't trying to get like 30, I'd rather fuck with one or two artists and really, you know what I'm saying, make that shit go what it's supposed to do than to try and fuck with like 30 artists and have this big ass label. And honestly, my nigga, that shit hard, my nigga, it's a headache too, my nigga, like, cause you gotta understand this shit is about the passion. It's all about the rapper, the artist, them motherfucker gotta have a passion about this shit. They can't just be doing it cause they wanna get a chain, you know what I'm talking about, or they wanna do it for that, my nigga, it's tough.
Now,
yeah.
I might be tripping, but I recall that I felt like I read somewhere that you was finna sign Diamond from Crowd Mob.
Yeah, Diamond, she came on board so when I had Primetime Click, Diamond did come on board. But yeah, she came on Primetime Click board, but I told her like,
more of a headache, Diamond or the Young Nation? Who was more of a headache, Diamond or Young Nation?
Man, Diamond was cool. She didn't really give me, definitely Young Nation. Definitely Young Nation. But it was just, cause them motherfuckers was kids, bro, at that time. Them motherfuckers like 17, 18, they was just little kids. Diamond, she already had her shit going, so she already knew how the industry worked. So it wasn't nothing but just making moves. But we didn't do the paperwork, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really wanna, even with Primetime Click, like people I was bringing on board, I was like, I wanna bring motherfuckers that wanna come, cause she wanted to come and work with us, like come work. I want to bring in people like that. I ain't trying to be like, hey, trying to finesse you out no deal, nothing like that. Like we can go, me and Diamond did some songs that made money. So it's like, that's enough for me. Like if I go fuck with another artist and we don't even got to sign a deal. We can just do music together, and if that music make money or make some type of influence or some type of impact, that's the same, to me, that's just as good as a deal. Then if you want to do something different, we don't got to do all this other shit. Like we don't got to go to court, get into it about paperwork, and just like if niggas want to do something different, they do something different. So you know, I don't be trying to like hold niggas like that whole little paperwork game. Like I'm a little different about that. You feel me? I like fucking with people that want to just build. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard to do a handshake deal these days, though, man. But
yeah.
I gotta say though, you know, you said working with, of course, Dallas producers and the photographers, everything else. You've done a lot of work with Jeff Deere.
Yeah.
We're gonna touch on the cowboy stuff as well, as far as all the work you're doing there. But you shot Japanese. Man, you went out to Japan to shoot this motherfucker. I'm like,
From Dallas to Japan.
Stop the goddamn interview right now. Go watch Japanese and come back. If you ain't seen this goddamn video.
That was like one of my favorite songs you dropped. Like just on some other shit. That shit was hard as fuck.
Yeah, I fuck with. That's like one of my favorite songs to perform too. When I went out there, so I had before I shot the Japanese video, the year prior, I had I did a tour out there in Japan. They had booked me for a tour. It was like a Tokyo, Okinawa, and Yokohama or something like that. It was a 3-city tour in Japan.
They be knowing your words while you out there. They be knowing like.
I built like a unique fan base out there in Japan. So when I went out there and I actually saw that it was a motherfucking scene like that and they was showing love like that and how dope Japan was, I like, damn, my nigga, if I would have known this, I would have came out here and shot a video. You feel me? But ironically, I ended up making a Japanese song and then I got booked again to go back out there for a little tour. And then I took Jeff there, you know what I'm talking about? So yeah, me and Jeff there, we hopped on the plane. I had already built like a little team in Japan, so I ain't even me and Jeff there hopped on by ourselves. Linked up with all the Japanese niggas that we fuck with, you know, that I fuck with.
I know they have some crazy equipment.
My nigga. Yeah, Japan, hey, that's where it's at, bro. I love Japan. But so now when I was out there, that nigga Jeff there came, we shot the video, my nigga. The song was big out there.
The song was already
the song was big out there, and they fuck with it. They love that, you know what I'm saying? I was showing their culture love. And man, I just got this shit cut out of my head when my show, one of the fans had this little Japanese 6'3" sign that he made, and I was like, damn, this shit hard. I was like, what it mean? He was like 6'3". And then I was like, you know what up? When I get back to Texas, I'm gonna get this shit cut in my head. And I had it for like 2 or 3 years. I had it ever since then. I just got it, started getting it cut out. But like, I was inspired when I went over there, man. Honestly, I can't wait to go back. Yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. Man, what is Dorrough working on right now? Because it feels like it's been a minute.
Yeah.
Last, you put out hits every time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
what are you like currently working on right now?
Shit, man, what I'm about to get ready to release over the course of this year, 2019, is basically gonna be a lot of what I've been working on, this entire time. You feel me? So to answer that question, it's a lot. Music, visuals, brands, like new different type of situations, deals, everything is what's supposed to happen right now. So music-wise, it's like, anybody know me is I don't really like speaking on the music, because it's like, the music gonna speak for itself. I don't even want to sit up here and be like, oh, I'm finna drop my hottest shit, this shit. I hate that, fam. So even though that's what it's finna be, I ain't gonna say that, I'm just finna say the music finna drop, and it's a lot of music, and it's a lot of visuals, and it's gonna be, a whole different tone overall than what, people probably used to. But it's all good, it's good music.
At the end of the Triple D movie, man, we seen you there, man. I was trying to see, can we expect you in the Triple D movie 2? Is that, is that gonna ever happen?
Yeah, I don't know, man. You gotta holler at Mr. E. Mr. E, we was trying to set it up at one point, but the time they had allocated to do it, it wasn't fitting with my schedule, because I had to take a certain amount of time to really just shoot the whole thing. And at that matter of fact, the first time when they hit me about it, I think it was when I was doing that Japan tour. It just wasn't fitting with the schedule for me to really shoot it. And we haven't revisited the conversation. But Mr. E, he been trying to put it together. It could happen,
Man,
yeah, it could happen.
Take the Triple D movie out of it. What's the hardest hood Dallas movie that ever touched the streets, man?
You say what?
What's the best Dallas movie? Dallas hood movie that then came out.
I mean,
without the Triple D, obviously. You know what I'm saying?
So I'm gonna be biased because I got different people that's in my family that's doing different shit.
Yeah.
I got people that, I went to school with that's doing different shit. Yeah. And like the shit that they did and doing is definitely in conflict of other stuff that I'm gonna speak on. So I ain't gonna speak on it. I'm gonna say the Triple D movie. The Triple D. I'm gonna tell you why I'm gonna say the Triple D movie. I'm gonna say why I'm gonna say the Triple D movie, because I do like the fact that them niggas put together the movie like that and really trying to push it into a mainstream level. Even if it's a Dallas mainstream level, So that to me, that structure of the Triple D movie, with Juan Salas, Mr. E, and what they doing, I wanna promote that, because that Triple D 2 can still happen, or whenever they, hit me to try and do something, can still happen. But when I do it, I want that shit to be, at a certain level, so I'm gonna help push it.
Did you know that the original RoboCop was shot in the Triple D, Dallas?
Nah.
Yeah, man, go back and watch it.
RoboCop movie?
Yeah, the first.
I ain't know none of them type movies was shot in Dallas. Other than the goddamn, the little Dallas TV show, you know what I'm saying, they hit. Yeah. Other than that, yeah.
Did you go?
Yeah, that's what it was called.
Did you go to the premiere of Triple D?
Did I? Nah, I wasn't there. I wasn't in town. I remember Sky hit me. I was in LA then. And Sky hit me when the premiere was going on. And she was kind of like sending me little videos of what was going on, but nah, I didn't make it. I was just in the end of that movie though. Like I was at the very end. You know what I'm saying?
I heard the feds. I heard the. The feds actually came up there for Lucci during that situation.
For real?
At the premiere.
I did hear something happen, but I ain't catch wind of what happened. But
that was cool.
Yeah, that shit crazy.
You were speaking on, of course, Diamond. I know you did it get big. R.I.P. Shawty Low. You know what I'm saying? Who was
man,
as well.
R.I.P. Yeah.
You was one of the early embraces of Nipsey Hussle, man.
Yeah.
When he came out, doing the I think the low end video with him.
Yeah.
Just touching on that early on. Recently, you did the Vigil.
Yeah.
For Nipsey, man. Thank you for that.
I know.
That was a
man. That's bro. You feel me?
I haven't seen not only for what his life was, and I definitely want you to touch on what he meant to you, but for Dallas to come together for that type of event and like it be just love and just what we saw, you know what I'm saying, for you to, orchestrate that. It's amazing, man. I want you to definitely speak on Nipsey, man, what his life and also what his death, you know what I'm saying, meant to you, and how it's affected you, and if it's changed anything for you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Man, I mean, the Nipsey situation, my nigga, like, obviously it's a touchy situation, you feel me? Like, that was bro, when I first came, even before that low end and all that, like, me and Nipsey met in 2009, like, right, when I brought him out on the BET Awards, you feel me? But how it all came about was Snoop hit me because Snoop was also on that performance. And that on that same song, and he was like, "Hey, bro, you ain't gotta do it, but I would love to come perform, and I'm gonna do it anyway. But if you bring Nipsey Hussle on, I got an artist, because at that time he was saying his artist, but he was just basically trying to plug him, you feel me? And he was just like, I got a nigga named Nipsey Hussle, and I was like, nigga, Nip, I already knew Nip, you know what I'm saying? Like I was already tuned to his whole little early grind because he was the only nigga that I recognized that was on some shit that was like that I was going through as far as just really building your own shit like from nothing. No deals, just the same way that he was building it was the same way, obviously coming from Dallas, it had to be built. And you know what I'm saying? We ain't had no Hollywood, no big plugs, none of that. So I already caught on to his movement. So when Snoop, when he mentioned that, you gotta know at that time, everybody was on that remix. I could have got anybody to perform. I told him, I was like, nah, nigga, I wanna get Nip. I wanna, you know what I'm saying? I fuck with homie and I wanna see him get that shine too. Long story short, that's how our little relationship started. And he really appreciated that. You feel me? Like, so, right after that, me and him got cool. And I mean, it was just a genuine connection, man. I'm here. Anytime I would go to LA, link up. We would link up at shows. He come down. Then I had maybe a couple years after that, I had my birthday here in Dallas. I had a birthday party. What club was that? I think it was, at that time, it was Club Wish. Yeah. Right there, 75 in Knox or whatever, in that little area. But anyway, I had brought Nipsey, you know what I'm saying, picked him up from the airport. That's when we already hit the low end song out, so we were like, fuck it. He was like, we're gonna shoot the video too. Shot that with Jeff there. But when I picked him up from the airport, I remember I was speeding down the airport, goddamn, I think it's 114. It was a deal. I was speeding down and nigga, I get pulled over, nigga. Nip don't know what I got going on, cause I'm in the candy red. I think I had the candy red Challenger on the rim and shit. But like he knew we would fuck with each other, but it would be just like if I went, nigga, same thing. You don't know what nigga got going on. Nigga go to jail or some shit. So that nigga, he had Supreme with him. Shout out to Supreme too. It was him and Supreme. They came. And then, niggas, we was all nervous shit. Police let us go, but we laughed about that situation. So from that situation, me and Nip just started building basically. Like, on some shit where it would be time we was in the studio, but we won't record songs because I started feeling more of a genuine connection. Like it'll be like some artists will be cool, but for everybody see it, be like, hey, let's do a song because we all trying to make some shit happen. But then, man, I'll be in the studio with Nip and we'll just be talking. You feel me? Every time me and Nip had a conversation, he always had some real ass shit, bro. Like some shit that made me think in a whole different way. Like the way the conversation was going, like it wasn't never just like no petty talking. You feel me? You just always say some real shit. And I was understanding that he was moving the same way I was moving. So he really had became, honestly, like probably my favorite nigga in the industry, you feel me? Because he was the only nigga that I could really 100% like, all right, this nigga, he in Cali, I'm in Texas. He doing the independent shit, I'm doing the independent shit, and it's really independent, and he really doing it with his own everything, and he don't be on the same shit that when I run into these other rappers, they be on. Like it was at that time I was trying to figure it out. I was just not getting in the industry. So he was the first nigga I really connected with. So that's where that went to. So I mean, long story short, bro, like just speaking on the personal side with me and Nipsey. Now, as far as what Nipsey did, you know what I'm saying, his legacy, you know, that's something that's gonna forever live on, and it's gonna be something where people like myself, we gonna make sure, nigga, over years, like this ain't gonna be just, oh, this shit just happened this year. Like this shit for the rest of life. At some point, I'm gonna be fucking with I'm gonna be pulling my nigga legacy up in any way I can, you know, throughout the years, because it ain't just about now. So I had to take time really to just, even when it first happened, bro, like I was just devastated, bro. Like I couldn't believe it, you know what I'm saying? Of course I didn't want to believe it, but nigga, it was really one of them times where the processing was hard, my nigga, just processing everything that was going on. And I was so into my emotions, like 2 days later, and I started thinking, bro, like at the end of the day, like that's bro, you feel me? And I know he had a genuine connection. Of when I brought him with Dallas, he made a nice little connection with the fans. You know, we would go through the malls, people were coming up, this and that. And I was just like, my nigga, I need to get out my emotions for a little bit and understand that, nigga, it's about his legacy. And that's when I hit Baby up. I hit Baby up and I was like, bruh, you know what I'm saying? You know, nigga feeling the way, but you know, I feel in my heart that, you know what I'm saying, nigga, legacy need to be honored in the city, and it need to be, you know what I'm saying, I want to put together a vigil. So then from then on, you know, we started putting it together, you know, we put it together quick, but that was even the vigil, bro, like that was tough, my nigga, because nigga was really, once again, in that moment is when I was really feeling it even more. Like, till this day, my nigga, it's just one of them things where the whole thing is just bigger. This shit ain't it wasn't no just normal debt from one to the rest of the world. Right. But even to somebody that really personally know Nip and know Nip is and was a genuine person, my nigga, and probably the most genuine nigga I literally met in the industry, and to see some shit like that happen to him, you feel me? It really rubbed me a whole different way. So just like even now, the processing is different. But I do understand what I would want. I know Nip and I know what he would want. Everything that's happening right now, that's what's supposed to happen. You do see, I see a lot of motherfuckers some say they on some clout chase shit, some say it's this and that, but it's still all good for Nip legacy because it's just spreading his everything he did, his music, what he stood for, you know what I'm saying, his everything about Nipsey Hussle been spreading throughout the last month or so, and that's how I look at it. So I look at it from a standpoint, you know, I just want Bro Legacy to do what it's supposed to do. I know what I'm gonna do for Bro Legacy on my behalf, and you know what I'm saying, and as far as processing it, I don't think it's just something that's gonna happen that soon, you know. Exactly.
Does it make you move any different yourself throughout the city? Because you are, like I say, a celebrity out here, and you know, you still want to be able to be approached by the fans, and also you look at something like that, and accessibility.
It do make you think about stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? It do make you think about stuff like that, but you know, at the end of the day, I think it's just more about niggas just really being in tune. Cause if you look at it that way, then every part, anywhere you go in life, you feel me, can be like that. So it ain't really, it ain't really about just, of course, nigga gonna watch how you moving, but at the same time, like Nip, nigga ain't for living no fear either. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
Like Bum B situation, that was a random situation.
Perfect example.
That you had to be prepared for.
Perfect example. Random. That could have ended a whole different kind of way. But prayers to Bum B and his family, my nigga, and I'm glad it happened that way. But that's a random thing, my nigga.
Exactly. I want to real quick. I know you say you don't touch on music coming out, but you are doing something with the Rangers. You know what I'm saying? As far as putting like you're doing with the Cowboys. Are you able to talk on that or touch on that? I think you were throwing first pitch.
Yeah. Only reason why I'm gonna touch on it now because the first pitch the other day got canceled.
Yeah, I want people to go to the game. This might be out tomorrow. I want people to actually pull up. You know what I'm saying? To watch it. And I hope. Have you been practicing your pitch or you been?
Nah, man, Vegas, we gonna go practice, my nigga. You know what it was? So like, honestly, everybody be saying that too. I was that day. We was supposed to go, and I was gonna, go practice and throw it a few times. But like, niggas started sending me links to the 50 Cent shit. Yeah, they started sending me, they like $8. But I was like, my nigga, I play sports, fam. Like, I ain't never played baseball, but nigga, I know I ain't finna do what 50 Cent did. If anything, I might overthrow that bitch. You know what I'm saying? But nah, I do need to go out there and throw it, because I think it's just about finding the distance. You know what I'm talking about? I don't think it's hard to throw a baseball to another person. You feel me? But then again, I guess niggas get out there, you know what I'm saying?
Be out there, hey, I'll be out there.
Yeah.
Niggas be fucking it up, bro.
Yeah.
That's a distance.
Yeah. I'm gonna figure it out.
Baseball players be fucking it up.
I'm gonna figure it out before May 19th, you know what I'm talking about? I doubt I pull a 50 Cent though, long as I don't do no shit like that.
Right.
Man, Dorrough, man. It's been a pleasure, man. It's been an honor having you on this couch, bro.
Yeah.
You know, Dorrough came out. It's a motherfucking thunderstorm. Like it's about to be a tornado out there.
That shit sound bad out there, huh?
He really is.
Like we could be stuck in this bitch.
Nah, for real. He really showing us love, man. Hey, man, plug anything that you got again that you want to promo right now before we get out of here.
Shit, man. I'm gonna just say, look forward to this Texafornia movement. You know what I'm saying? I got a movement. Kind of a continuation of something me and Nipsey was talking about. I always been branded Texafornia. You know, when I living in California, when I was out there, my whole movement was Texafornia. Yeah. But like it was really kind of branding it and just building it. But now nigga finna really execute it. One of the last conversations me and Nipsey had was a month before he passed when he was in Dallas. You know, he had a little
venue that he did.
Yeah, exactly. And we were chopping it up and we was talking about music and some of the stuff in the past and just talking about. You know, I was telling them about, like, hey, nigga, for finish up on that Texafornia movement, because it was something he was aware of when I was out in LA. He knew, he was like, you still out in LA? We was talking about it, but he wanted me to come out to the studio and he was gonna actually be on one of my next singles. Which was a Texafornia, you know what I'm saying? Crazy. So, we still for the road with the campaign. It's gonna be a whole new campaign.
We're gonna support the campaign. I mean, just because, things like that. I mean, I know the fan base in LA with Ice Cream Paint Job is like almost as big as it was in Dallas. Just from being in Dallas area.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to that. As far as social media, man, for those that want to follow you, make sure they keep up with you. Make sure they see what you're posting, what you're doing. Tell them how to follow you, man.
Man, on Instagram it's 63SIX3. You know what I'm saying? Twitter, Dorrough Music. Facebook, Dorrough Music. Snapchat, Dorrough Music. I don't really be on there like that. I be on the IG more, but I would say just fuck with me on IG, if anything. IG and Twitter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You got any shout-outs you want to give?
Man, just shout out to the city, man. Shout out to y'all, my nigga. Y'all building y'all platform. I know we've been supposed to do this for a minute.
For real, man. I ain't gonna lie. It's her now, so it's good. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, now, when we first started this, like I say, when we like, hey, let's do this Real Life Street Stars, you was one of, like, at the time.
Yeah.
Like, there's no other pinnacle except, hey, we need to get Dorrough and Erykah Badu. I mean, those are the two.
Yeah.
So definitely, man.
I still got to get Erykah.
Yeah, we still got to get Erykah. We won down.
Yeah.
Can you make that happen?
You know what, man, Erykah, we got acquainted over the last few years, so, when I make that Dorrough Erykah feature happen, that's when I'm gonna come here and talk about it, and I'm gonna try and bring her through. Hey, Cause I'm gonna run her through the whole city as far as just the interviews, but man, me and Erykah gotta get some music in.
Hey,
shout out to Miss Badu.
Real shit, man. You definitely one of the gems in the gauntlet, bruh, that we got now, shit, in the Infinity Gauntlet, man. Man, we appreciate you coming, man. We love everything you do. We love your music. Dorrough Music 6'3" in this bitch. You are a real life street star.
Yes, sir. What's up?
Shout out Reallyfe Street Stars, nigga. Move. Hey.